Let's get dangerous.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Thunder! 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 Thundercats! Ho!
It's a Gundam!
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman!
Welcome to Toon Travel. Right now, Faith, how do you feel having traveled to time for the first time? Because I'm noticing some unexpected side effects.
It's really interesting, I will say that. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I don't know where exactly we're at or what, but...
Yeah, well, I know you're trying to be polite about this, and the viewers at home can't see this, but I'm pretty sure I've been turned into a giant squirrel.
It does look to be that way.
Yeah, thankfully, Marshall University is covered in squirrels, so I don't think I'm going to be sticking out that much.
Yeah, I think you'll be just fine as long as you figure out how to act like a squirrel.
Where we're at, the movie Ghostbusters was released in 1984 and had a theatrical gross of $364 worldwide. It was the second grossing hit of the year. And can you guess what movie was ahead of it?
We're in 1984, right?
Yeah.
Oh, would it be Scream?
Oh, that's 1994.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, that may be 96 or 97, but actually it was Beverly Hills Cop starring Eddie Murphy. It made him like the biggest box office draw in the country. Remember when I said that Filmation was running high during the 1980s? They had a pretty tumultuous downfall. Some of it was stuff outside of their control, and some of it was some kind of harebrained ideas on Lou Scheimer's part.
Oh, yeah?
Because he wanted to get into theatrical animation. And he had this idea of doing sequels to fairy tales, specifically fairy tales that Disney had turned into animated movies. So while this show was in pre-production, they were also working on a movie called Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. Have you heard of that one?
I have not, actually.
Well, it is a sequel to Pinocchio, but not the Disney version. And Disney actually tried to take them to court to keep it out of theaters. Court ruled that the film was significantly different enough from the Disney version that it stood its own merits, so it was legal. But it was one big problem. It was basically the sequel to a movie that didn't exist.
Yeah, I would say that'd be a big problem, honestly.
Yeah, we had this weird trend in the 80s of sequels to movies that didn't exist. Exterminator 2, Surf 2, Leonard Part 6, Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. None of them did very well for some reason.
I would probably say it's because they weren't exactly sequels. They were kind of just their own thing.
So, Lou Scheimer wanted to license the rights to the Ghostbusters movie from Columbia, a Coca-Cola subsidiary. This time, because of various mergers, Filmation was owned by Westinghouse, which I guess it kind of makes sense. Filmation makes television. Westinghouse makes televisions.
Yep.
And they said, no, we have Ghostbusters at home. The show also has a scandal that could have only have happened in the era of analog media. So in 1989, episodes of the show were released on VHS through Just for Kids, a division of Celebrity Home Entertainment. And as a budget-cutting measure, rather than get new blank tapes, a subcontractor used old cassettes that had content on them and just recorded over them. And sometimes you would see a little bit of what was left over on the original recording. And some unlucky kids, and picture this, it's 1989, your grandmother has given you a VHS of the wrong Ghostbusters cartoon, you're watching this, and right after the end credits come off, they got hardcore pornography.
Oh.
Yes, it was a big scandal, and there was a huge recall of VHS tapes, and they had to replace them.
Yeah, I would hope so, honestly. I can't imagine what that was like.
Hello, and welcome to Toon Travel, the show where we travel through time and talk about classic cartoons. I'm Paul Siebert, your squirrely host and captain of the TOON, that's Temporal Observation and Orbital Navigation Machine. My co-host Faith is away on spring break, but we have two special guests from the Dead Podcasters Society family of podcasts. Please give a warm welcome to Nalon and Zella from Lizards, Inc., the show where two lizard people try to understand humanity and talk about conspiracy theories in a world of escalating danger. How's it going, guys?
Nalon, how did we get here?
I'm wondering that too. I think we made a wrong turn. I just wanted to go to the kitchen. I didn't know Swindy had these types of guys in his little basement.
You know, I was just kind of chilling in my bed, and we're here. Well, you know what?
I'm sorry, I got hungry, man.
You know, this is honestly a lot better than what we've been through recently. So what do you guys do exactly here?
Why is there a giant squirrel?
Well, I got exposed to temporal radiation, but typically what we do is I have a time machine that can go anywhere, time and space. If that anywhere is on a Saturday morning or weekday afternoon, immediately following school. So it's really only good for watching old cartoons.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah, I'm surprised he has anyone as competent as you around here.
Hannah turns on the radio and discovers that Shamhorst is broadcasting anti-mechanic propaganda, and she's going on about how these woke mechanics and their DEI policies are letting the dinosaurs take our jobs. This enrages Jack to the point where he smashes his radio, and I just find it interesting in this post-apocalyptic world where the dinosaurs have come back. AM radio has not changed one bit.
Yeah, I can't believe they figured out how to get, like, broadcast waves.
It's kind of like the show Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just how it's like future world that's kind of reset to zero with people who just have knowledge of the original world and just sort of resetting it.
I still need to talk to you about how in God's green earth you still manage to get, like, human media onto, like, our devices.
Shush.
Scharnhorst then gives this full-on Captain Planet villain speech about how they're going to chop down all the trees and drain the swamp and give a state definition of gender, all this evil stuff. And, you know, I used to think these type of villains were over the top when I was a kid. Now as I'm an adult, they're kind of how villains actually are.
Yeah. Yeah, like half the politicians, we don't brainwash in Lizard Society anymore. We don't use that. Like all the evil goals we have, like we just take advantage of the fact that you all like are ran by supervillains.
And those supervillains are extremely corrupt and greedy. It's really, really easy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to drop you guys off. Anything else you'd like our viewers to know?
Well, humans bad, lizards good.
Yeah.
Trust the lizard people.
Should we be doing this though?
I have no idea. Listen,
I don't know.
you know, thank you,
Swindy will
Mr.
figure
Giant
something out.
Squirrel Man, for having us on, but we really got to get back. We got some important stuff to deal with.
Is the time travel process painful sending us back?
Yeah, is it? We've had some body horror moments happen here and there.
No, it's not too bad. It made Faith a little dizzy and it turned me into a giant squirrel. So it's 50-50.
Okay, then send us off then.
All right. We'll see you in 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to Toon Travel, the show where we travel through time and watch classic cartoons. I'm Paul Siebert.
And I'm Faith Casto.
So, how was your spring break, Faith?
It was pretty good. I spent most of it doing homework, though.
Oh, well, got to go to Charleston, South Carolina, eat a lot of good food. Got a lot of stares, though, on account of the giant squirrel thing.
Yeah, that might do it for you. I will say I went to the Amish country. I saw a lot of Amish people. I mean, that's to be expected, though, right?
I would presume. Now, I got good news and bad news. The good news is that we now have an official sponsor.
That's great.
The bad news, it's a product you can't buy anymore. I negotiated the sponsorship deal in 1993, back when we were back in time, and with the benefit of hindsight, probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, having a sponsorship from something that doesn't exist might not be the greatest thing for us.
Yeah, and it was really hard to sell them on sponsoring a podcast in 1993.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if we ever go back there, at least we have the sponsorship.
But yeah, we are sponsored by the Bigfoot Pizza from Pizza Hut.
Recently, an object was sighted.
It was big. Bigger than big.
Huge, huge, large, astronomically big.
Big would be an understatement.
Very big. Huge.
Some guy, big, huge.
When it arrives, you better not be alone. Bigfoot.
Pizza Hut.
From Pizza Hut. 2 square feet of pizza. 21 slices on a tasty new crust. $10.99 for up to 3 toppings. It's bigger than pizza. Bigfoot from Pizza Hut. A legendary value.
Bigfoot pizza?
Yes. You see, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, and Domino's basically had an arms race to create the biggest pizza in 1993. Little Caesars kicked it off with the Big Cheese, which was basically a double dose of their deep dish.
Oh.
And Pizza Hut responded by creating the 12-inch by 24-inch Bigfoot pizza.
That's a big pizza.
Yeah, it was just this giant square Sicilian pizza. And then Domino's released the 30-slice Dominator pizza. And the problem with that is that it was so large you couldn't fit it easily into a compact car, which is what most Domino's drivers drove.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
And the other thing is, at the time, Domino's had a 30-minute or less guarantee if you ordered delivery. And because this giant pizza took longer to make, they had to offer it as carry-out only. So it was a Domino's product you couldn't have delivered, which was their key selling point.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people would have tried to take advantage of the whole delivery thing, though.
All right. So we're going to play a bonus game. I'm going to have to find some game show music. And I call this game Crypt, Dark, or Creep. I'm going to give you a title, and using nothing but that title, guess whether it's an episode of Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, or Creep Show.
Oh, okay.
So to give you a little more context, Tales from the Crypt ran from 1989 to 1996, Tales from the Dark Side ran from 1983 to 1988, and Creep Show ran on Shudder from 2019 to 2023.
Okay.
So our first title, Dead and Breakfast.
Dead and Breakfast. And what were my options? Crypt, Dark, or Creep?
Correct.
Dark.
A marketing ploy at a bed and breakfast becomes too realistic in this episode of Creep Show.
Oh.
So it was Creep. All right. Abra Cadaver.
I want to say Crypt.
Correct. A former potential surgeon seeks revenge on his brother for a cruel prank in this episode of Tales from the Crypt. All right, so you got 1 point on the board.
Woo!
Next, Jinn, No Chaser.
Dark.
Correct. Basketball legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar plays an evil genie in this episode of Tales from the Dark Side. So you got 2 points for your final question here. Death of some salesman.
Creep.
A con man posing as a salesman gets more than he bargained for from a rural family. Tim Curry guest starred in this episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking it might be Tales from the Crypt, or that's the title, right?
Yes.
Okay. But I was like, okay, well, this might be Creep. You never know.
You never know. Well, that was fun. This week, I did manage to land another endorsement, sorta, but I made a slightly wrong turn in the 70s, and we got a public service announcement.
I feel like we gotta ask the obvious question, though. Why is there a giant squirrel?
I don't question it. There was a problem with the time traveling We haven't figured it out yet.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there was a leak in the temporal radiation shield, which that's what I get for getting kind of a cheap time machine off Amazon. But, with tariffs now, there's no way I'm getting a deluxe time machine.
No, certainly not.
Don't do drugs, kids.
And on February 14th, the film Wayne's World premiered. This comedy, based on a Saturday Night Live sketch, starred Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, and it would gross $183 million at the box office, making it one of the year's biggest hits. And this is maybe the only movie I actually saw 3 times in theaters.
No, wow.
Yeah, it's very funny if you got a chance to catch it. And it was so popular at one point, King's Dominion and Carowinds had a Wayne's World themed section of their amusement parks back when they were owned by Paramount.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was centered around a roller coaster called the Hurler, which Wayne and Garth used hurl as slang for vomit. So, I mean, it's kind of a baller move to have a roller coaster advertised as being making you sick.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
They must have been on a roll with that one.
And on February 20th, eccentric billionaire Ross Perot announced his campaign for president on an episode of Larry King Live. An eccentric billionaire announcing his campaign for president. What could possibly go wrong?
A lot.
If only they knew.
This is one of my favorite episodes. And what I find interesting about it is I think this is a bit of a parody and a takedown of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, which, if you haven't read it, is about a older, grumpier, more violent Batman coming back to Gotham City to enforce law and order. And the works of Frank Miller have always had a little bit of a right-wing lean to them. We didn't really think that much about the politics of it until, unfortunately, he wrote a book called Holy Terror, which was kind of racist.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it caused us to look at a lot of his other works through sort of a
more critical lens.
Yeah. But this was also the era of tough on crime politics where you had Republicans and Democrats basically bending over backwards to see who could be more tough on crime because you had this crime wave in the 80s and early 90s that really didn't ease up until after the passing of the Brady Law. Yeah, turns out gun control kind of works, but I do wonder if this episode is a critique or commentary on that, on how far you can keep getting tougher and tougher on crime until at this point, I mean, he starts throwing people in jail for jaywalking or threatening people for eating the wrong food.
It really is just like the most, I wouldn't like, I love Darkwing Duck, but even Element, this is just sort of like the most bare basic critique on authoritarianism you can find. And that doesn't make it bad. I think it still makes it effective the way. My only critique is that they kind of seemed going back and forth on how, because Dark Warrior Duck was a really cool concept. I feel like there were a few times where it was like, this feels like Darkwing Duck, not Dark Warrior Duck. Like, especially, and I get that, yeah, I feel like they could have played up the scenes with him and Goslin more.
And we're going to play Batman, Darkwing Duck, or Daredevil.
Ooh.
And you may have a little bit of an unfair advantage, but using only the villain's name, guess which superhero they are an enemy of.
Okay.
All right. So our first villain is Egghead.
So
that might be Darkwing Duck.
So there were Darkwing Duck, Batman, and what else?
Daredevil.
Daredevil?
You are both wrong. This criminal mastermind was played by Vincent Price and appeared in the 1966 Batman television show. He is not to be confused with the Marvel character of the same name, who is an enemy of Ant-Man.
Wasn't there... what was the name of the villain in Sonic?
Oh,
Eggman?
Yeah.
But neither of you have points on the board, so our next villain is Splatter Phoenix.
Oh, Lord. I'm trying to look back. That's got to be a Daredevil character.
I want to say Daredevil.
Oh, all right. Splatter Phoenix is a mad artist whose paintings warp reality itself, and this villainess appeared in 2 episodes of Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
and 1 issue of the 2016 Darkwing Duck comic book.
This is me showing that, yeah, I'm a big Darkwing Duck fan, but I ain't seen every episode.
All right. Our third villain is the Stuntmaster.
That's got to be Daredevil.
Daredevil?
You are both correct.
Let's go.
He's a motorcycle daredevil turned hitman. This daredevil villain was created by Roy Thomas and Gene Colan. All right, so you both have 1 point on the board. Up next, Bushwhacker.
Oh, Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck.
I'll go with Darkwing Duck.
Oh, Bushwhacker is a psychotic cyborg with the ability to turn his right arm into a gun, and he is a Marvel villain who is primarily a Daredevil villain.
Oh.
He's also fought the Punisher and the Hulk.
I think I was thinking of the wrong guy. Yeah.
All right. Catankerous.
Batman?
Thinking. Can you say that name again?
Catankerous.
I don't know much about Batman or Daredevil, so I gotta go Darkwing Duck.
Oh, you got a point on the board.
Yes!
He is a feline 5th grader with a crush on Goslin and a superpowered suit of armor and anger issues. This character was created for the 2010 Darkwing Duck comic. All right. And our final villain, Sweet Tooth.
Batman.
Daredevil?
Well, you got a point, Nolan. He is a gluttonous, candy-obsessed criminal that was created for the New Adventures of Batman series that ran for 1 season in 1977. So with a total of 3 points to 1, you are the winner, and you are getting a Darkwing Duck comic.
Ooh!
From Dynamite. As the runner-up, Faith, you're getting What If Minnie Mouse Became Captain Marvel?
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have just returned from the summer vacation, but let's for all the new viewers who are starting our show off this fall, let's explain the premise of the show. We have a time machine called the TOON, that's the Temporal Observation and Orbital Navigation Machine, which we use to go back in time and escape our terrifying and increasingly stupid present, and go to the past to catalog and study the cartoons of that era.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do much else, but that's all right. We are doing pretty well with the cartoons so far.
Oh, yeah, and there's that thing about me being a giant squirrel.
Yeah, we still haven't figured that out. I think it might have to do with the time traveling itself. Maybe something else. We'll see.
Yeah, I may have messed up with the family timeline, added a squirrel to the family tree. It could be radiation from the time machine. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have ordered that cheap time machine off of Amazon.com, but...
Yeah, that's not going to be good for the ratings, but at least we're here. How was your summer break?
Well, you know, being a squirrel, I did a lot of splooting. That's when a squirrel lays down on all fours to conserve their mass, and it's a way to stay cool during the summer.
I love that. I love that. I did a little bit of photosynthesis myself in the sun and the heat of Florida.
Now's the time of the show where we talk about our defunct sponsor, in which we, you see, I been negotiating a bunch of sponsorship deals, but I keep doing it while we're time traveling.
Yeah.
And we keep getting products that no longer exist. If, you know, I was smart, I would have gone back to like 2017, 2018, when all the podcasts were sponsored by mattress companies or Manscaped. Just out of curiosity, do you know the difference between potato chips and crisps?
I would want to say that a crisp is more light and airy, I would assume.
Yeah, the difference is in the preparation. Now, for some of our UK listeners, like Dr. Quick, the terms are pretty much interchangeable, but here in the US, I think you'll get sued if you call a potato chip a crisp.
Yeah, it's about like calling a cookie a biscuit, I believe.
Yeah. The deal is with crisps like Pringles or Munchos or the sadly defunct O'Boise's, is basically they're made by frying mashed potatoes.
Oh.
As opposed to chips where they just chop them up and throw them in the deep fryer.
I feel like that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. On October 2nd, we saw a battle between two future world heavyweight boxing champions when Lennox Lewis, representing Canada, won the super heavyweight gold medal of the Seoul Olympics, defeating the American Riddick Bowe by a second round KO. The interesting thing is both of these athletes would win heavyweight championships in their professional career, but they would never face off. They tried to put the fight together twice. First time it fell apart due to negotiations regarding money. The second time, Riddick Bowe took a tune-up fight against a fighter named Andrew Galata, and Andrew Galata was actually winning the fight when he got disqualified for hitting Riddick Bowe in the groin over and over again.
Oh, wow.
So they arranged a rematch, and it happened a second time.
Yeah, I feel like after the first time, I wouldn't have gone back.
Yeah, well, Riddick Bowe retired from boxing after that.
I would have too.
Our episode opens up with the Care Bears in space, and no explanation is made how we got from Care-a-Lot to here. Can you just imagine a modern show? Let's say Bluey.
Uh-huh.
Like, but what if just 1 week you're a small kid watching Bluey and the whole family is on a spaceship? No explanation.
I feel like that would be a little odd to me, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I'm a kid, I don't really think about it much. I don't know.
I don't know. I think if I was a very small child, I'd been very confused by this.
Yeah, there'd be enough time.
Yeah, and well, I'm just wondering, is Igwag a very small planet, or is the SS Friendship, that is the name of the Care Bears' very toyetic-looking spaceship, is it one part of a fleet going there to help with the humanitarian mission? And then you have to ask, do Care Bears follow the Prime Directive, which in Star Trek means they can't interfere with the natural development of a planet? So I guess this would be okay under Starfleet rules, like you can deliver food, but you can't deliver a food replicator machine.
Yeah.
This episode's game is called Do You Care Bear? I'm going to name a cartoon bear, and you can guess whether they are a Care Bear or not. You got to get a
Alrighty.
score of 3 to win.
Oh.
All right. So, the first bear, Gusto.
Not a Care Bear.
That is correct. You have a point. Gusto is a gummy bear voiced by the legendary Rob Coulson. We might have to talk about gummy bears later on the show.
Yeah,
All right. Next one, Lotso Huggin' Bear.
that's a Care Bear.
Oh, wrong. Lotso is the antagonist of Toy Story 3, voiced by Ned Beatty. Okay, so you still got one. Funshine Bear.
That's a Care Bear.
Yes, Funshine is one of the 10 original Care Bears. It should be noted that in the original series, Funshine was presented as a female character, while from 2002 on, Funshine was presented as a male character. I salute this non-binary icon.
For sure, for sure.
Right. Okay, for our fourth guess, Hair Bear.
Hair Bear?
Yes,
I don't know. I feel like that's not a Care Bear.
correct. Hair Bear was a Hanna-Barbera character who starred in the 1971 cartoon Help, It's the Hair Bear Bunch, voiced by Dawes Butler, who also was the voice of Yogi Bear. And to differentiate the characters, from Yogi Bear, Butler produced an impression of comedian Phil Silvers.
Oh.
All right, so you've won, but for 1 extra point, Grams.
Grams?
Yes.
Not a Care Bear.
Grams is the grandmother of the Care Bears. And
What?
not to be confused with Grammy from Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears. She's the focal point of the episode Graham Bear's Thanksgiving Surprise.
I
And
don't think I've actually watched that episode.
I read a summary. It sounds bananas. She has a nemesis who's an evil baker that makes pies that makes people angry.
Oh, I feel like that won't affect Grumpy Bear too much.
And she also serves as a narrator at some of the later season episodes. Yeah, a pretty good week at the movies, aside from Bolero, which is a ludicrous movie, but this is a family-friendly podcast, and I can't really say what is all going in it. It's just Bo Derek is an actress who had a promising career, and it just released bust after bust.
Yeah, I think we can all assume what happened with that movie.
Normally, we can only go back in time to Saturday mornings and weekday afternoons, but this week we really pushed the limits of it. We went back further than we've ever been before, and we actually watched a primetime special.
Oh.
And this means we may be able to go back and watch primetime animation. So, we could watch something like King of the Hill or The Critic, or maybe a lesser known show like Capital Critters.
For sure, for sure.
And our antagonists of this special, Hank and Hubert Gritz, were played by James Avery and Bill Saluga. Avery would star as Uncle Phil in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and voice Shredder in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Bill Saluga was famous in the 70s for a character named Ray J. Johnson, and his gimmick was, he'd have this routine where he'd be like, well, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Johnson, but don't call me Junior. And it would basically go on for several minutes.
Right.
He was also the spokesman for Natural Light Beer, which kind of surprising that Natural Light was ever big enough to have a TV advertising campaign.
Yeah.
Suddenly, the Fiend is hijacked by a villain named Garglemore or Dent, who he's similar to but legally distinct from Gargamel from the Smurfs. I guess Paul Winchell was unavailable.
Must have been.
That or, Hanna-Barbera wanted money to get a live-action Gargamel, and we all know how well live-action Smurf movies turn out.
Mm-hmm.
That also meant that David Hasselhoff was unavailable. Here's one confusing thing. Tom Bray is in character as the boss, but Danny isn't playing his character from Different Strokes. He is, quote-unquote, a TV star. But Kit is real. I am confused about the structure of this universe that's being set up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some questionable world building. And this week's game is called Buster Busters. All you have to do is name the famous person or thing named Buster. We're just playing for bragging rights. You have to get 3 out of 5. But be careful because these are going to get progressively harder.
Oh, dear.
All right. So for question 1, this 1984 movie inspired its own real Saturday morning cartoon, which inspired the first episode of Toon Travel.
I don't think I would know.
Oh, I was setting you up with an easy one. It was Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I think I get the thing now, because I know we did Ghostbusters, and I'm trying to think, wait, am I supposed to be saying, like, a name of an actor?
It's a person or thing named
right,
Buster.
okay.
So, all right. In the original Tiny Toon Adventures, this rabbit is of no relation to Babs Bunny. But in the reboot, they're siblings.
Bugs Bunny?
Oh, it was Buster Bunny.
Oh.
Again, you have to work in the name Buster there. So
yeah, that makes sense.
You're swinging and missing for the fences here. All right, but you still got a chance to win this one. You just got to get 3 in a row. All right? So, this famous boxer was a 42-1 underdog when he knocked out Mike Tyson in 1990.
Buster something. I don't know what, though.
Oh, it was James Buster Douglas.
Interesting.
All right. Okay. All right. So, unfortunately, you've struck out, but you can still get a couple of points for bragging rights.
Possibly.
All right. This silent film comedian appeared in such movies as The General, Sherlock Jr., and Steamboat Bill Jr.
I don't think I'm gonna get this one either. I'm not actually sure.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That was Buster Keaton.
Oh, okay.
All right. We got one last attempt to score a point here. And let's keep this going here. You can still get a little bit of bragging rights. This one is not going to be easy, though. His real name is David Johansen. This former singer of the New York Dolls scored his biggest hit with the reggae-inspired song, Hot, Hot, Hot.
Buster Jones?
Buster Poindexter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this was a harder game.
It definitely was. I feel like I should have gotten the first one if I would have thought about what the game was asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not do a good job of explaining?
No, you're fine. It was on my end.
Faith? I realize in our past few shows you've been talking about photosynthesis a lot, and I thought it was something young people did, like dancing on TikTok or committing crimes on Kick. But I can't help but notice you're literally a plant monster.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was the radiation from the time machine. I've been looking a little green lately, haven't I?
Yeah, you look like Palmon from Digimon, and it's given me an idea for a future episode. It's not Digimon for a future episode. I mean, we may do it at a future episode, but I was thinking for next week, we've talked about it before, and it may be time to rip off this bandage. I've been dreading this one. But let's do Little Shop, the cartoon nominally based on Little Shop of Horrors. And how are you doing, Faith?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
All right. Well, I just, finished up my midterm paper and been doing a lot of squirrel stuff, gathering nuts for the fall and winter. And we ended our last show on a little bit of a cliffhanger. For those of our audience, you can't see it now, but Faith has turned into a plant monster. I was just wondering, have you been shedding any leaves or flowering?
Yeah, honestly, I've changed a little bit, changed a little color. Suppose like the leaves on the trees.
Yeah, it's a good look for you.
Thank you.
But let's talk a little bit about Halloween here, because I was wondering, do you consider Audrey Jr., the name of the plant?
Audrey, yeah.
Would you consider him to be a Halloween monster?
Huh. That's a good question. I feel like he could be, but I don't know. I guess because I did the show in the spring, it feels more like a spring kind of monster, you know?
See, I'm of two minds, because on one hand, if someone puts on Little Shop of Horrors at a Halloween party, I'll watch it. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
But it seems like the plant would be a lot of work to make into a Halloween costume.
Yeah, seems like it. Although I will say that's not one of the shows or movies, I guess, that I would consider Halloween, because I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone put it on for a Halloween movie.
My mom probably would. And our show opens up with a rap music theme song, and I couldn't just help but think this is the kind of rap music that Dr. Dre killed when he released The Chronic the next year. And I don't know why they didn't use the iconic doo-wop theme song to the musical.
I don't
know. We are introduced to our protagonist, Seymour, who falls out of bed. He says, "I got everything it takes to be a nerd except brains." And, oh boy, I couldn't help but notice that the animation on this show looked pretty cheap.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it kind of had a little charm to it.
Well, they were trying to do that thing where it looks like a child's drawings.
Yeah.
In a sense, I mean, there are shows like Doug and Disney's Pepper Ann that did that to great effect, but it just didn't seem to work for me on this one.
Yeah. I know that was the first thing I noticed too, but I guess once I started watching it more, it had a little bit of charm to it. It kind of reminded me of like a nostalgic little kick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this episode's game is called Horrormania.
Oh.
Now, the original Little Shop of Horrors was directed by the legendary Roger Corman, who directed over 50 movies and produced hundreds more. We're talking like 500.
Wow.
I'm going to list the title of a B movie. What you have to do is guess whether it's a Roger Corman movie or not.
Okay.
All right. So our first movie is A Bucket of Blood.
Bucket of Blood. I want to say that it is.
Correct.
Let's go.
All right. This is a 1959 horror comedy directed by Roger Corman that shared a set with the original Little Shop of Horrors.
Ooh.
So, Roger Corman wasn't going to let a good set go unused. So he recycled a bit.
I wouldn't blame him for that.
All right. Our second movie is Teenage Caveman.
I feel like that's not by him.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're wrong. Teenage Caveman was a 1958 movie directed by Roger Corman, starring Robert Vaughn, who would later star in the TV show The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And this movie got some fame in the 90s as it was featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Interesting.
So you got 1 point here. You need 3 points to win. Number 3, The Flesh Eaters.
Not by him?
You are correct. The Flesh Eaters is a 1964 horror film directed by Jack Curtis. Roger Corman was not involved in this one. All right. Number 4, Attack of the Mushroom People.
I feel like that one is by him.
Okay, unfortunately, you're wrong. Attack of the Mushroom People is the American title of Matango, a 1963 Japanese horror film by Godzilla director Ishiro Kanda. So you got 2 points. We got one more movie to go here. You still got a chance to win.
Okay.
Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Attack of the Crab Monsters. Is that one by him?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Attack of the Crab Monsters. I'll go for all the money and say it is.
You are correct.
Let's go.
Yes, Attack of the Crab Monsters is a 1957 film by Roger Corman that played theatrically on a double bill with another Roger Corman film, Not of This Earth. So you are the winner.
Woo!
All right. Nolan, I just noticed something. Did you know how to pilot a time machine?
No, I just kind of walked in here and sat down, but you got all these buttons.
Maybe we should switch places.
Yeah, I
This
I
is
just kind
good
of
for
sat where it was
publishing.
convenient. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, let me swap. But yeah, you should probably be. I don't have my time machine traveling license yet.
He doesn't have a license or a certification.
I've got like a
unfortunately.
decent license, but
That's a
I will
license
say
to
my
drive.
my driver's license actually is like the quite the fun thing to look at.
All right. Well, every episode we have a retro commercial. We called it the defunct sponsor. Yeah, and it is also almost Thanksgiving time.
I love Thanksgiving.
So I was wondering, what are your guys' favorite Thanksgiving sides?
Stuffing.
I
I'm a
like
stuffing guy.
green bean casserole, which might be, I guess, what's the word for it?
An acquired taste?
I guess.
I'm
so,
actually
like,
about to go on another tangent. You are okay. I have at this time of recording, I have worked on 2 programs, this and my radio program, Rocking the Herd, where I've done 2 shows now that have had a Thanksgiving aspect to them, this and Rocking the Herd. And both times, hold up. I have to move away because I'm about to get, both times, people talk about how they like green bean casserole. That is just, ew! I apologize. Dear time travelers.
Now, Faith, this is a bit of a personal question, and if you don't feel comfortable answering it, I understand. But as a squirrel, I was wondering, do you produce acorns?
No.
I was thinking of starting an ASMR podcast where I eat acorns and...
Well, if I did produce acorns, I would be the first to let you know.
Thank you.
Paul, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm presuming you speak squirrelese or whatever their language is called. Do you know what the squirrels on Marshall's campus are saying about us students?
For the most part, they're a pretty chill bunch.
Okay.
They seem to like the students. It's just I was disappointed that as a giant squirrel they didn't recognize me as their king.
Oh yeah. What the heck? I don't
That
know.
is a pretty sad occurrence.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get him next time.
I love Shaq. Shaq's amazing. Hey, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2", broad. I love Shaq, specifically his brand of clothing that's targeted towards men like me who are just abnormally sized.
Shaq was particularly fascinating to watch during his first season because they didn't know how to Shaq-proof a basketball hoop, and he would literally just dunk so hard that he would tear them down.
I was on a trip once with some guys talking about how, like, what makes Shaq interesting is the fact that he was easily marketable because of his size, whereas he was on college teams with people that were much more talented than him, which were much better at the game. But even though they were good at the game in college, one thing that's big about the NBA is the showmanship. You know, there's that entertainment factor compared to collegiate sports, collegiate athletics. And so even though these guys are really good at the game, they didn't have as much of a career because they couldn't, I guess compared to Shaq, they didn't have that entertainment value, that showmanship, those flights of fancy that Shaq did where he just, would walk up and just break the rim.
Yeah.
I personally like collegiate basketball.
Do you think Shaq would have gotten along with Chip and Dale?
I think so. I don't know. It probably... I could see, depending on the version, like Rescue Ranger Chip and Dale, no problem at all.
I think that would be the funniest interaction. You have the biggest creature alive with the smallest creatures alive.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, but, classic Chip and Dale, they could have sort of a Donald Duck Chip and Dale relationship. They could be causing some mischief, and this big guy wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
On the weekend of November 10th through 12th, the number one movie in America was Look Who's Talking, a comedy in which a single mother played by Kirstie Alley falls in love with a taxi driver played by John Travolta, and the gimmick was that the entire film was narrated by the baby, whose thoughts we could hear. Baby Mikey was voiced by Bruce Willis. The movie grossed...
Okay, old day, timey stuff.
Yeah.
So I've never seen this, but this sounds funny.
Yeah. The movie would gross over $140 million worldwide and spawn 2 sequels, though in the third one we had talking dogs instead of a talking baby.
What?
Kind of like Beverly Hills Chihuahuas?
Sorta. The Rescue Rangers also appeared in 2 comic book series. There was a 1990 series from Disney Comics that ran for 19 issues, and a 2010 series from Boom Studios that sadly only ran for 8 issues. The 2010 series introduced a character named Glitch who is slightly problematic. She is a stalker obsessed with Gadget who is heavily queer-coded.
On one hand, representation. On the other hand, that's not good.
Yeah, there's a lot of fan art of this character, but, and I'm all for Gadget having a hot goth girlfriend, but it isn't great representation.
Yeah.
And the other person that comes to mind for me is Rob Paulson, who guest starred as Captain Finn. He's another voice acting legend. He voiced Raphael in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Donatello in the 2012 version.
Didn't he also voice Carl Weezer in the Carl Weezer?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I had to do the voice.
Yeah, he was Carl in Jimmy Neutron and Yakko Warner in Animaniacs. Yeah, we're just going to be playing for bragging rights. And today's game is called Dizzy Afternoon. The creators of the Disney Afternoon sure loved a good pun title. I'm going to give you the name of a cartoon, and you're going to guess whether it was an episode of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, or Darkwing Duck, using the title alone. And whoever gets the most points gets the most bragging rights, okay?
Yippee!
All right. Our first cartoon episode is Short Order Crooks.
That's got to be a Darkwing Duck episode.
Oh, I was thinking Darkwing too.
All right. Unfortunately for both of you,
No.
Monty and Zipper foil a pair of bank robbers posing as diner owners in this episode of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Our next episode is Paint Misbehavin'.
What was the other option besides Chip and Dale and Darkwing?
Tailspin.
Okay. Can you repeat the title?
Paint Misbehavin'.
I'm going to have to go with Tailspin.
Chip and Dale?
Oh, neither of you got points on the board yet. Supervillain Splatter Phoenix threatens a comic convention in this episode of Darkwing Duck.
I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake Darkwing Duck fan.
All right. Number 3, Vowel Play.
Okay. I'm about to get analytical again because, that sounds like something just because, fowl and birds, but specifically
See,
the fact
that's
that
what
it's
I was
vowel.
thinking too.
Yeah, vowel is in grammar.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know because I at least what I've seen of Darkwing Duck, I don't remember. What is Tailspin?
Tailspin is about a bear named Baloo, who was not the bear from the Jungle Book, who is a pilot in the Roaring Twenties that does a cargo shipping service and goes on high-flying adventures.
You see, I feel like if it's a show about cargo shipping adventures, they might do
Oh, okay.
a show
it's this.
about. Okay, yeah. I feel like they would
That's
do an
cute.
episode where the whole gimmick is a bunch of letters we're getting. I'm gonna say Tailspin.
All right, what do you think, Faith?
Chip and Dale.
Baloo's bad spelling complicates both Rebecca's attempt to start a skywriting business and a gangster's plot in this episode of Tailspin.
Yes.
See, I figured it would be Tailspin, but I was like, well, since he already chose it, I'll just choose something.
We could have
different.
tied. We could have tied, Faith.
Oh,
All right. So you're on the board, Nolan. Next up, gruel and unusual punishment.
Chip and Dale.
Also gonna. You know what? We're going for a Hail Mary. Darkwing Duck.
Oh, you're both wrong. Baloo mistakes a Thembrian gulag for a weight loss clinic in this
Is this
episode of
just-
Tailspin.
With how many answers are Tailspin, I get the feeling this is like your way of saying like the next episode's gonna be a Tailspin feature.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe having you back to do another Disney afternoon show, and it could be Tailspin. All right. Number 5, Out to Launch.
Darkwing. That's got to be a Launchpad McQuack focus episode.
Faith?
Chip and Dale.
Oh, you're on the board, Faith.
Let's go.
The Rescue Rangers go to Cape Canaveral and wind up having to save a crew of an experimental spacecraft in this episode.
You're saying they put the chipmunks in space?
Oh, they totally go to space. Gadget builds a spaceship in this episode.
Of course she does. Of course she does.
Crazy.
All right. So you're both on the board, and I have one tiebreaker question.
I feel like my logic wasn't too far off with that one, though.
All right.
Yeah.
Our tiebreaker question episode is Disguise the Limit.
Darkwing.
Tailspin.
Nolan, you are the winner.
Dang it.
Yes. Naked Duck frames Darkwing Duck for a crime spree, and Darkwing Duck tries to use an experimental gadget to clear his name.
I think that's one of the episodes I've seen.
The other reason I chose this is that this is Pac-Man's 45th anniversary. So, Morgan, you being the expert, why don't you tell us a little bit about Pac-Man?
Sure thing. So, Pac-Man is one of the most well-known gaming franchises out there. First released in 1980, alongside various other gaming icons like Mr. Game & Watch. Smash Bros. Veterans will know that one. But initially, when they were thinking of a character design for the man himself, they were just like, how are we going to create this guy? And then one man just happened to take a slice of pizza, and then he looked at the pizza with one slice missing, and he's just like, guys, I have an idea. And thus, Pac-Man looked like a circle, but with a triangular mouth. And most notably, I will say, it has had quite the ride. Initially, Pac-Man was very centered towards male gamers, like boys and all that.
Right.
But then when the sequel came out, they released Ms. Pac-Man, stating that even the girls can enjoy this. And ever since then, it's been having quite the ride. There have been quite a few Pac-Man games. There have been quite a few Pac-Man cartoons. And, of course, Pac-Man products.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean I remember the name of every single ghost? Definitely not.
I know there's Pinky.
Yeah, Pinky is the only one I remember.
And Blinky, right? Something like
it's
that.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Yes.
And Ms. Pac-Man introduced a character named Sue who replaced Clyde.
Yeah.
And-
I don't know. I thought one of them was named Bluey for a little bit, but then I remembered, no, that's just the name of an Australian dog.
I love Bluey.
But
All right.
topic for another time.
Also on December 12th, the number one movie in America was The Toy, in which Jackie Gleason buys Richard Pryor to be a living plaything and essentially a slave to his young son. The film is a remake of a French film that is essentially regarded as being much better due to the fact that it lacks the unfortunate racial subtext. Film critic Gene Siskel said, Pryor seems to be in chains in this movie. The movie was directed by Richard Donner, better known for such hits as Superman, The Goonies, and Lethal Weapon, and probably should have known better.
That's a really dark sounding movie.
That sounds exactly like the kind of movie you'd see in Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a wholesome family comedy, but it's dark.
It sounds like it.
Hmm.
I did like how they followed the entire Pac-Man lore of how when you don't have the power pellets, the ghosts can kill you. But
Mhm.
if you do eat the power pellets, then the ghosts are the victims.
Yeah.
But since they're ghosts, they don't actually die. You just eat their sheets, I guess, which is
But
kind of
it's like,
weird, but okay.
why are you eating the sheets? Is it like full of nutrition or?
I guess that's what the ghosts need to get around. They're just eyes.
Yeah, like imagine just trying to sleep at night after completing your day of eating the ghosts, and then suddenly you see eyes in your room, and you're just like, "Oh dear God!"
No wonder Santa's reindeer were so frightened.
Yeah, like it was just eyes. What were they gonna do?
The game will be called Punky Brewster Will Not Be Seen Tonight, so we can bring you a special presentation. The 70s, 80s, and 90s delivered many animated specials, but not all of them could be as well remembered as A Charlie Brown Christmas, How the Grinch Spelled Christmas, or even Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. I'm going to describe a Christmas special to you, and you guess whether it's real or just one that I made up.
All right, that sounds fun.
All right. So first off, A DuckTales Christmas. This 1989 Christmas special is loosely based on Carl Barks' comic Christmas on Bear Mountain, which has Scrooge McDuck donning a bear suit to test Launchpad McQuack's courage, only for things to be complicated when a real bear arrives and Launchpad engages in some bungling. Real or fake?
I'm gonna say fake because like that doesn't really sound very Christmassy. It just sounds very cartoonish.
I mean, yeah. I feel like it might be real though.
Okay, so you're going real, you're going fake?
Yeah.
All right. This is fake. Christmas on Bear Mountain is a real comic book. It is the first appearance of Scrooge McDuck, and it is a Christmas story. That's why the character is named Scrooge, because he was the antagonist of A Christmas Story.
That makes sense.
And there were 2 Christmas episodes of the 2017 DuckTales series. All right. Our next Christmas special is The Nanny. Oi to the World. Famously Jewish comedian Fran Drescher reprises her role as famously Jewish nanny Fran Fine in this animated adaptation of the CBS sitcom The Nanny. In this 1995 Christmas special, Fran must teach her young ward Brighton not to be greedy and rescue Santa Claus from a being called the Abominable Babcock. Real or fake?
I can't say real. I have to say fake. I can't. That doesn't sound real.
As weird as it sounds, I feel like it is real.
All right, Faith, you are correct.
What? That's a real thing?
This special debuted on December 18th, 1995, so you guys are tied.
Oh my God.
Okay, all right.
I should have guessed the 90s. Like that's when the TV was like more accepting of other religions other than just Christmas specials.
Yeah.
All right, okay. The Real Ghostbusters. Xmas marks the spot. In this 1986 special, the Ghostbusters are transported back to time to 1837 England and accidentally trap the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. To save Christmas, the Ghostbusters take it upon themselves to redeem Scrooge and free the spirits.
This time, I'll say it's real because, like, that does sound like a fairly reasonable cartoon
Yeah,
plot.
I feel like it's a real one.
Yeah.
All right. You are both correct.
Oh, nice.
This special debuted on December 13th, 1986. All right. Up next, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling Christmas. In this 1985 special, professional wrestler Hulk Hogan must tag team with his hated arch rival, Rowdy Roddy Piper, when a masked wrestler threatens Santa Claus. Meanwhile, the Hulkster's friends struggle to find the perfect Christmas gift for Andre the Giant. This animated Christmas special aired directly before a special edition of Saturday night's main event.
This is hard.
See, I feel like it could be real, but I also feel like that is something you could very well make
You
up.
know what? Let's go head to head on this. I'll go with fake, and you can go with real.
All right, I'll go real.
I'll go fake.
Okay, Morgan,
Yeah.
You are correct.
Haha.
There was a
How dare
Hulk
you.
Hogan's Rock and Wrestling TV series, but it never had a Christmas special.
Yeah, like I believe Hulk Hogan was famous enough to get his own TV series, but I don't believe he did anything related to Christmas. I feel like he
Yeah.
would have if asked, but he
Right.
didn't.
Okay, Morgan, you're up one,
Yeah.
but Faith, you got a chance to tie here and send us into extra innings. So
Oh.
up next, BC, A Christmas Special. In this 1981 Christmas holiday special, based on the newspaper comic strip BC, two enterprising cavemen decide to create a gift-giving holiday as part of a get-rich quick scheme. Their plan is foiled when it turns out that not only is Santa Claus real, but apparently he predates the existence of Christ. Try not to think about it.
That's ambitious. I gotta go real on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's real.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You are both correct. This special debuted on November 30th, 1981. Morgan, you are up by 1 point. I did not do the best job of fooling you, but you got a gift here.
Woo!
Gift. All right, let's see what it is. I see some Rice Krispie treats too. Oh my God. It's the man.
Whoa.